Jujutsu Kaisen just went too far, man. This was actually insane. We thought we were watching a funny meme fight, but that twist in the end literally just turned the entire JJK story upside down. The main villain of the story is dead, and the one who will take his place as the final villain could be Yuji himself. We have to talk about this right now. You guys know how this works. If you enjoy our JJK content and you want to see more in the future, leave a quick like and comment for that YouTube algorithm. And if you want to help this channel attain special grade status by hitting 2 million subscribers, do me a big favor and subscribe right now. We are so close. Finally, this video will of course contain JJK manga spoilers, so please proceed with caution. You have been warned. It's already been 5 chapters since the main focus of the story shifted from the big fight against Sukuna to Kenjaku and his mission to eliminate a bunch of smaller culling game players. This shift in focus eventually led to multiple chapters that focused exclusively on the meme battle between Kenjaku and Takaba. Now, to be honest, this fight is actually very entertaining, and parts of it were really funny. Personally, I loved all the random references to things like Yu-Gi-Oh! And the Isekai Truck-kun, and if this fight was happening at any other point in the story, it wouldn't be so controversial. But it has been very controversial because a lot of fans are upset that we went from witnessing epic battles between some of the strongest sorcerers in the world, like Gojo and Sukuna, to a stand-up comedy meme fight between Kenjaku and Takaba. If you are part of the JJK fandom and you've been checking social media lately, then you know how toxic the debates have been. But JJK trolled everyone again because chapter 243 just went sicko mode and absolutely shocked everyone. The twist at the end was pure insanity, and with just a few quick panels, JJK completely changed the trajectory of the entire Jujutsu Kaisen story. This is even bigger and even crazier than it seems, and the implications for Yuji's future in particular could be catastrophic. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you believe in the power of Truck-kun. Now, let's get back into it. An important thing that we recently learned about Takaba's curse technique is that it doesn't just create illusions and then compel his opponents to participate in the illusion. No, it actually integrates the opponent's very thoughts as feedback, and Kenjaku believes that the power Takaba uses is actually soul resonance. This is very important, and in chapter 243, the comedy meme battle between Kenjaku and Takaba finally ends. Takaba is sad that his dream is coming to an end, and he thanks Kenjaku for the fun he was able to have. Kenny smiles and says that Takaba is actually pretty funny, and it seems that Kenjaku had a lot of fun as well. In fact, the meme fight was the most fun he's had in centuries. Let's be real, he was loving every moment of it. But then suddenly, just as it seems like old man Kenny outsmarted everyone yet again, Yuta appears behind Kenjaku and attacks him so quickly that Kenjaku is unable to counter. As a result, Kenjaku is suddenly relieved of his head. Yuta seemingly just defeated Kenny with a ninja tier surprise attack. But he was only able to sneak up on Kenjaku because of the effects of Takaba's curse technique. We know that Takaba's technique has the ability to miraculously heal the user's body without the use of reverse curse technique, and it can also conjure up a bunch of different things. But one thing that it can't do is kill an opponent. Now, I'm not sure if this is because the curse technique can't take someone's life, or if it's because Takaba as a person just refuses to kill. Whatever the case may be, Takaba's curse technique seems to have the power to affect an opponent's very soul. And when one's soul itself is being affected and manipulated, they can't function at 100%. They can't be as aware, as cautious, and as quick as they normally are, and that is exactly what Yuta was able to exploit. Takaba couldn't kill Kenjaku, but he did just enough to allow the overpowered Yuta to sneak up on him and take him out before Kenny could realize what was even happening. And yet, that is not the end of Kenjaku. At least not yet. Before he dies, our boy Kenny says that it's a shame that he got bested and killed now that he was almost at the point of accomplishing his master plan. But it's all good anyway because someone else will inherit his will. Someone else will continue where Kenjaku left off. But who is this person and why is it Yuji? I'll talk about that in a second, but first, is this really the end for Kenny? Is this really the last time we're going to see pretty much the main villain in the JJK story, and the one person whose master plan has been guiding everything that has happened in the story up to this point? Well, as we know from the you should have gone for the head rule of Jujutsu Kaisen, losing one's head does normally mean that a person in question will inevitably die. And I mean, if Gojo supposedly died without even losing his head, then frickin' Kenjaku better not survive this. Although to be honest, I am still hoping that Gojo will be back somehow. I know you guys are making fun of me in the comments as we speak, but I don't care, I will never stop the cope. Anyway, I am happy that Gojo got his revenge because one of his best students just took Kenjaku out. The only thing that gives me pause is Kenjaku's extremely weird cursed technique. He's basically just that brain parasite thing anyway, and Geto's body was already dead when he possessed it, so potentially the parasite could survive, at least for a limited amount of time, even after the host body is killed. What do you guys think? Is Kenjaku dead or is he alive? Make your choice down in the comments right now. But okay, let's assume that Kenny's death isn't a fake out and that he really won't survive this. What does the comment about his will being inherited by someone else really mean? And what will happen to his master plan now? Like, Kenjaku has a lot of moving pieces right now. He even abducted Master Tengen, so clearly a lot of wheels are in motion. Will someone take over and try to finish what Kenny started? Or is this the end of his grand plan as we know it? Assuming that Kenny didn't secretly have some perfect successor villain guy just conveniently lurking in the shadows, the most interesting twist would be one in which the person who is destined to somehow inherit Kenjaku's will is none other than his son, Yuji Itadori. And yes, in case some of you guys forgot, Yuji is literally Kenjaku's son. After Kaori Itadori died, Kenjaku possessed her body, had a nice dinner and a movie date with Yuji's dad Jin, and got pregnant with Yuji. 9 months later, Kenjaku in Kaori's body literally gave birth to Yuji. So yeah, when Choso calls Yuji his brother, he's actually right. Yuji is a human experiment intentionally created by Kenjaku, an evil sorcerer who has been conducting human experiments using cursed energy for hundreds of years. But even among all the many evil human experiments that Kenny has conducted over the years, Yuji is still special. With something like the Cursed Womb's death paintings, yes, Kenjaku created them for his own selfish purposes, but he did it by exploiting and experimenting on other people. With Yuji, he took a direct and active role in creating him. He went through the trouble of becoming his mother, carrying him for 9 months, and then giving birth to him. There is no way Kenjaku would have done all of this if he didn't have something very special in mind for Yuji. And since those plans have not been revealed yet, I'm inclined to believe that Yuji might actually be the inheritor of Kenjaku's will. Now, Yuji has no idea that this is what Kenjaku has planned for him, and we still don't know how Kenny's will might manifest inside of Yuji. Obviously, Yuji would never willingly support Kenny's plans, but Yuji's body has been clearly augmented by Kenjaku. Yuji has always had superhuman physical powers. He has the ability to hurt the soul of his opponents and not just their body. And even Mahito confirmed that Yuji has a unique understanding of the human soul. Yuji's body is also seemingly learning to use Sukuna's innate technique, and Yuji might even be able to soul swap, which is absolutely crazy. So, could it be that Kenny has somehow manipulated Yuji from the inside in order to ensure that Itadori becomes the inheritor of his will? Did he maybe place a fragment of himself inside of Yuji? Or did he imbue him with a power that Yuji will be unable to control? And this will then lead him to go berserk and do exactly what Kenjaku wants him to do, even though Yuji himself doesn't want to. Honestly, these are all such interesting questions, and the latest chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen made it all a lot more interesting. For a long time, I've been wondering what exactly Kenny had planned for Yuji, and what will happen when Yuji finally comes to the forefront of the story and grows into his role as the main protagonist. With this insane, game-changing twist at the end of chapter 243, it looks like JJK is finally about to give us the answers we need. Okay, seriously, who is Kenjaku's successor? The one who will inherit his will? And could it be his son, Yuji? Let me know down in the comments right now, and then you can come back to the comment section later and see if you were right or completely wrong. Don't worry, if you're wrong, you can always just quietly delete your comment, but I mentioned all of my theories in the actual video, so if I end up being totally wrong about everything, everyone can come back here and laugh at me. And while you're laughing, if you're looking for an epic JJK video to watch next, don't ignore my video about Sukuna's secret younger brother. Link on screen and in the description. If you enjoyed this JJK video and you want to see more in the future, leave a quick like right now. And if you want to help this channel attain special grade status by hitting 2 million subscribers, do me a big favor and subscribe. It's completely free, and we're almost there.